Welcome, blood brothers and sanguine sisters, to Deeply Discussing Dexter. I'm your host, Dale Maxfield. I'm joined by Aaron Caldwell.
Hello.
Brooke Merritt.
Hello.
And Zach Rowland.
Hi.
And today we're discussing Season 8, Episode 6, A Little Reflection. On this episode, Quinn and Jamie are enraged that Batista promoted Detective Black Lady. Dexter remembers to pay attention to Zach Hamilton. And Deb gets drugged by Hannah. Again. What did you guys think of this episode overall?
Useless.
Yeah. Like, just better than the last episode, but by a scotch. So, we're really getting into some muddy waters now.
Yeah, it's a lot of useless stuff, and then a ill-advised storyline that I'm not surprised that they're doing. The plot with Zach, but it's just, it's going to be terrible.
This is the episode that last episode was rushing to get to. All of that stuff with Deb that they tied up in a bow in one single episode was so that they could start having Dexter and Vogel work with Zach.
Because that's what we wanted. This episode...
That's what we wanted like 7 seasons ago.
This episode was so bad. Go ahead, Zach.
I was going to say, so you're telling me my theory still has a chance? Because Vogel's still in the picture? Oh, God.
This episode was just so unintentionally hilarious to me that it's almost like it wasn't even the same show that I've been watching because it's now so laughable that I would consider it a comedy before anything else.
Yep, it's pretty
I
ludicrous.
like that you put it that way. It gives it a positive spin when you consider it a comedy.
Yeah, for some reason it's like starting with last episode, but more double downing on in this episode, it does get very cartoonish, very over the top, very like, even the cinematography's different. Like the shots feel different. Like there's stuff that, this is, also, when did everyone get smartphones? Like all of a sudden in this episode, everybody just has a fucking iPhone. And you're like, what happened to the good old flip phone that says Deb's calling? Like, what? Now it's an iPhone that says Deb's calling. Like, it's just, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Got a better budget.
Live in the now, Zach. Live in the now.
It starts with Dexter watching Zach Hamilton taking pictures at the scene of a bad traffic accident. He follows Zach as he stops and visits with Dr. Vogel. Vogel confirms that she's working with him. She asks Dexter to give her a heads up if he decides to kill Zach.
All right.
Just a little heads up.
Of all the gin joints in all the places, no. Like, seriously, why? Why does he have to be with Dr. Vogel? Like, I mean, I know why, because they have to serve the plot, and I'm angry. I'm yelling right now.
The reason,
and I don't normally...
Yeah, the reason given in the show is so hysterical. It's like, it's ridiculous. So his father, who is under suspicion of murdering their housekeeper, or whatever Norma Rivera was, is worried that his son's a psychopath and possibly a murderous psychopath. But instead of being in denial about that or whatever, he knows that Dr. Vogel is great with psychopaths based on her renown of the last 6 episodes, and sends his son to see her. And the first time he sees her, he says, "Yeah, I killed Norma Rivera." I mean, we don't know that yet in the show, in this episode, but we know by the end of the episode that that's what they talked about. It's like, fucking really?
I feel like I said that a lot this season. Fucking really?
And I love that,
the new tagline.
It's her. What she does is she just like holds on to that, and she's like, good, I'm going to hold on to this as the patient-doctor confidentiality, and then I'm going to use this to really dig into the psychopath stuff that I need to get into with, like, also, he killed one person. Why does that make him a psychopath? Like, it's just, logic doesn't make sense here, but it's Dexter in season 8, so I guess fuck it all, you know?
Well, it's been insinuated in pretty much every episode so far that Vogel's psycho renown is she has people's brains operated on. So, like, what is going on? Like, who knows about this?
And pretty much everyone that she has had on her list so far, Dexter's ended up having to kill. Like, she helps nobody.
Yeah.
Does great work.
She's the worst. Deb has tracked down information that Masuka's spawn is having her car repossessed. Deb advises him to just enjoy her company and see how it plays out. Elway asks Deb to look into his sister's boyfriend. Jamie reminds Dexter that her birthday is in a non-specific number of days. Dexter has not a date with Cassie. Harrison says he didn't take the TV remote. I love.
Right.
That was one of the things that cracked me up. Was Jamie was like, "Now remember, my birthday party's in just a couple of days." Like, day of the week, maybe.
Is it on the calendar? Because if it's not on the calendar, I might be working that night.
Like, is this how she deals with Dexter? Like every day, she like just reminds him of things in the future. Now remember, Christmas is just a few months away.
She pulls out a calendar, and for some reason, it's got like 32 days, so we don't know what month it is.
For some reason, I also picture Harrison is like stealing the TV remote because he's actually Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory, and so he's constructing all of these like technological advances in like a side room that Dexter doesn't know about because that apartment is fucking huge, and this is just my fantasy world now. So
I want to watch that show.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't
Be a
have
better
been
show.
worse.
right.
Dexter gets called to a bloody murder scene. The dead woman's boyfriend is in custody and bloody socks. Zach shows up to take pictures. Dexter waits until everyone else leaves and invites Zach behind the police tape. Dexter walks him through the story based on the blood splatter, and he gives Zach his card.
I'd like to talk about this blood splatter and how much of a Jackson Pollock painting it looks like. Like, it's so bad. I get when he explains the like reasoning why the blood like went the certain direction, but the way that it's sprayed on these walls literally looks like an art gallery, like an artist's rendition of something or other. Like, it's all of the blood's pretty comically bad throughout this show, but this is probably the worst I've ever seen it. I didn't know I was.
Well, his thing with the yarn, I don't think we've seen him do that since season 1, have we?
No.
That's true.
Like, there was one episode with Dokes, like, being upset about him, and in flashback last season with him doing it, but that's kind of all I can remember.
I can't think of another time.
Yeah.
What kills me is like, yeah, come across a tape and take pictures. Where are all the cops locking down this scene? Where
2 words for you.
Anyone?
Miami
Metro.
Metro.
Yeah. And when they're done, he just walks away. He just leaves it. He leaves all the blood. He leaves all the string. He's just like, see you later, new pal. And they walk away from a crime scene.
And there's nobody else around the scene at all.
No!
People
It's like,
die
we'll
in
let the
Miami,
animals
Zach.
come get the body. We'll let the animals pick at it and get what they want.
Do you remember back in the first 4 or 5 scenes, there were cops stopping Dexter from entering crime scenes?
Yeah.
Not just random people are like, what's that? And tapping the body with their cane or something. Just like,
Giving it
Yeah.
a good kick.
yeah.
Dexter and Cassie are on their date. Cassie is scoping out her food truck competition with Dexter. Dexter's only hobby is just riding around in his motorboat. Cassie needs alcohol.
Okay.
So do we for watching this.
I want to interject because this scene is the scene that made me die inside.
It's hilarious.
She's like, "What do you like to do?" And he's like, "I enjoy hanging out with my son." And she says, "Well, I already know you're a good father." What are you talking about? What are you actually talking about? Because, one, he's never seen his son. I don't even think he knows the kid's name.
No, the funniest part of that conversation is when she's like, he's like, "I have a boat." She's like, "Oh, do you go water skiing?" "No." Do you go racing?" "No." It's like, "Well, you have a boat. What do you do?" "I just take it out and then I come back in."
Great.
Good. It's good boating. Some good boating.
That's when she says she needs alcohol.
Yeah. I also think it's funny that they're like, we're going to keep this character around just long enough as like a potential love interest to give her a little tiny backstory that she owns a food truck. That's it. It's just like,
That's enough.
Well,
that's not.
I think this was an attempt to show that Jamie exists outside of that apartment because she's a friend. But then Cassie's just also the neighbor. So there's that.
I really wanted Cassie to be like, so what's up with you having two apartments joined into one? What's going on in there?
Well, Jamie is just so starved for adult conversation. Like anytime anyone opens a door in that apartment complex, she's out there. Like, "Hey, how's it going? You want to come see this kid I'm watching?" Deb and Elway are staking out Elway's sister's boyfriend. Deb offers to hit on the boyfriend to see if he'll take the bait so Elway can get photos. But they don't do it then. They leave to do it another day.
Because how else will they fill an hour?
Dexter visits Zach's cartoonishly large photography studio. Dexter sees a photo of a woman and Zach is cagey about who she is. He crumples and throws the photo in the trash. Zach gets a disturbing call and tells Dexter he has to go.
I have to go back to the previous scene with Elway. They're on a stakeout. They are across the bar. There are like 7 people in this bar. And they're all at the bar except for Elway and Deb, who are sitting on a couch in the middle of the room.
Yeah.
What is happening? Could they?
Apparently, you've never been on a stakeout before.
I think at this point they've blown their budget, and they can't afford extras.
I don't know.
I don't think they're thinking that deeply into it.
I was way more consumed by the fact that in the age of digital cameras, this kid has like 1,000 square foot photography studio where he's actually developing pictures and hanging them in giant collages on the wall.
Yeah.
Nobody does that. I mean, that only happens on television so that we can see what's going on.
Yeah, it looks like a photography studio out of Saved by the Bell.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, something out of the like pre-digital age. Mm-hmm. Like before you could just do it on your computer, you'd have to do something like that. But
you know, most people just tone down the Reds because it's too much for them, but I like to make it pop.
Yeah.
Dude.
I think it would have been better if he like snapped a photo at the crime scene and it was just like a Polaroid and just has to sit there shaking it for like 10 minutes.
Well,
it's so good.
In the comedy show that this is turned into, that's what should have happened. But we're still dealing with this absurdity of all the rest
on top
of it.
of all of it, he should be a hipster and like only use like old-timey photography equipment. Anything made after 1970 is bullshit, man.
I need everyone to stand completely still for 32 minutes while this thing processes.
Don't smile.
Batista tells Matthews that he's having trouble deciding who to promote. Matthews refuses to be the bad guy to force him to choose Detective Blacklady as a diversity hire. Dexter and
which he explains so delicately.
Oh yeah.
Just, Thank you, Matthews, for your clan comment, and then you just keep going.
Yeah. The most racist guy on the show knows they need a diversity hire.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yep. Dexter and Deb have steak and beer. Deb tells Dexter about her sting work. Turns out that Dexter overcooked the steaks and didn't let them rest. Deb says, sorry, cow. Deb asks if Dexter knows more about Vogel's background. Jamie stops in to show them that Harrison hid the broken remote under his bed. So Jamie's been there through this whole conversation and the steak cooking.
That was so odd.
Doing something under Harrison's bed, I guess cleaning, and she found the remote under there. He was like, I just wanted to show you this before I left. Is there anything else I can clean before I go?
It would have been great if they were like talking about the murder and all the stuff. Hey, remember when you stabbed that guy with a curtain rod?
They're talking about Vogel.
Yeah. I'd like to talk about the real controversy of this scene, which is that Dexter does not like pineapple on his pizza.
That is not a controversy. Pineapple on pizza is the devil.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
you better
the
take it
worst.
back,
No.
son. Oh, all of you are no longer friends of mine.
Hawaii-
This show
I
is
didn't
about
say anything.
friendship, and we are
Hawaiian
Well, you're
Hawaiian
fine.
pizza is an abomination.
You're an abominable snowman. We really got off the rails on this one, but I mean, what's more entertaining, us or this episode?
I was gonna say, talking about pizza, the pineapple on pizza controversy is way more exciting than anything else happening.
Yeah, I'll say this: I originally was not a pineapple on pizza person, and then my wife changed my mind on that, and I'm full on board.
All it takes is the right girl, Zach.
That's right. Yeah, she's my Lila. She's not British though.
And you're not going to stab her to death in Paris?
Oh God! Oh, I'm just giving away my own. Oh.
Outed yourself.
It's okay. Just do it in Miami. They'll never solve it.
True.
Batista tells Quinn that he's choosing Miller, a.k.a. Detective Black Lady. Quinn's not happy. He asks Dexter for more dirt on Zach Hamilton to try and solve the Norma Rivera murder. Dexter says he doesn't have anything, so he and Quinn head off to tail Zach together. Zach is surreptitiously taking long-range photos of an outdoor yoga class. Quinn brings up Deb's confession while making small talk. Dexter realizes one of the women in the yoga class was in the photo Zach didn't want him to see.
Why during this conversation did it sound like Quinn was becoming inebriated? Like halfway through the conversation, he started slurring his words. He's like, I think she's going to break up with me.
I think Desmond Harrington was fully understanding what season 8 was all about. And
Had a stroke.
started
Had a drink before every
having
scene.
some drinks before every shot. Yeah, I do like Quinn's line here when he says, "Man, how many pictures of girls in yoga outfits do you need?"
Really, all of them.
Deb arrives for her sting and puts on an audio transmitter. Deb flirts with the guy and he invites her up to his suite. He tries to kiss her and Elway punches him in the face. He tells the boyfriend to call things off with his sister tonight or he'll send the recording to her. And plot over.
Thank God Elway was here.
I hate anything with Elway.
You know, what kills me is in the last episode he helped them trace a number to find Vogel and never asked about it. He was just like, yeah, sure, here, this is a trace thing, and now we've moved on to something else and it's done. Why is he even here?
Well, hey, I mean, it's, he's helping Deb and Deb's not doing drugs or drug dealers anymore, so everything's fine. It's all good.
Yeah, she's doing that private dick. You know what I'm saying?
Dexter finds Sofia Fuentes' name by searching her license plate from the yoga class. Lots of license plates going on here. Dexter suspects Zach took photos of Norma Rivera before killing her, so he breaks into Zach's studio to look. He finds a camera with a thumb drive hidden in its case. as a series of photos showing blood pooling under Rivera and a reflection of Zach with the murder weapon. Like, really?
Sorry, that really made me laugh.
I'm
That one.
actually shocked he didn't have it in like a coffee table book of his own photography.
It's just like an oversized billboard's poster of that shot of him with the murder weapon in the reflection.
So stupid.
And hidden in the case, like where it's supposed to be. Are they even trying anymore at this point?
Who?
Any of them?
Brooke and I? No, we're not.
Oh, well, yeah.
Nope.
It was hidden in a camera. It wasn't hidden in a thumb drive case. It was hidden in a camera case.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like the body of a camera.
The thumb drive. Right. It was where the film would go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because it's pre-1970s.
Yeah, it's a hipster
you
camera.
should know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah.
Dexter takes the photos to Vogel. She already knew, but she sees potential in Zach. Vogel points out that Dexter could have ended up like Zach. She proposes that they teach Zach the code. Dexter don't play that.
And it's not unnerving to him at all, really, that she's keeping all this from him and that she's known all along he killed her. And it just really isn't phasing him. He's a little bit annoyed, but he still trusts her.
He doesn't, though, because he's been pissed off that she was like taking notes on him. It's like he's stated to her that he's only staying involved until they get rid of the brain surgeon, and yet he's still hanging out with her.
Here he is.
Real mama's boy. Just like the brain surgeon killer guy. What's his name?
Yeah.
I don't even know anymore.
Yates.
I forgot. Yeah, it was one episode ago and it's already gone.
Yep. He got curtain rotted.
He was curtains for him.
Oh,
Damn,
wow.
we missed so many good opportunities for puns.
There's no time that a pun is acceptable.
You need to go back and redo that episode so you can get that in
God,
there.
no.
Dexter and Harrison arrive at Jamie's birthday party. Cassie is there with a guy who looks like Ryan Gosling. Masuka Spawn thinks he's cool. He gives her a check for $5,000 and tells her that it's all he can really afford, and he knows about her problem. She is pissed that he looked into her and gives him the check back. Another plot done and dusted for the episode. Jamie finds out that Quinn got passed over and yells at Batista for setting him up.
Worst birthday ever.
Yep. In an unspecified number of days. I wondered when he walked up with Harrison if Jamie's just been like having a birthday party until Dexter showed up. Like she's been there for like 6 days. Like he'll figure it out eventually, right? That is still my birthday. Dexter checks in with Cassie. The beach. Cassie introduces him to Oliver. Like that was like as much small talk as Dexter could manage. It's like the beach.
Nice. The beach.
You like the beach, eh?
Well, at least he's not talking about his boat anymore.
I could drive my boat out, and then we could drive it back in. I find if after driving the boat out, it's best to drive it back in. Dexter talks to Harrison about the remote. Harrison points out that Dexter lies too. Harrison rescued the stuffed dog with blood on it from the trash, so they call it a draw.
I so wanted Harrison to be like, "You lie too. You kill people, Daddy." Like how great would that have been? Like Harrison knows he's just that smart. Man, what a great writing. I should totally
Instead of
rewrite
pulling out
this
the
whole...
stuffed dog, he pulls out the slides.
Or just like pulls out a syringe of M99 and hits him with it. Hey,
Yes!
Daddy, you lie too.
Oh.
Punk.
All good moments. I'll take all of these ideas. Let's rewrite this bad boy.
Dexter returns to Zach's photo lab. He finds a title for a $1,200 car. Dexter calls Sophia's work and confirms that she's there. He finds Zach in the cheap car waiting to make his move, and Quinn following Zach. He calls Jamie and tricks her into inviting Quinn over. Sophia shows up and makes out with Zach's father. Zach starts following his father with a knife. Dexter M99s him. Quinn appears. He saw Dexter and figures he's playing detective, but he didn't see him knock Zach out. Although that seems really, really unlikely. The way it was
weird.
staged.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's
Also-
no way he didn't see this happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, no way he didn't see it. And then also he's like, I know what you're doing. You're keeping an eye on and playing detective. Or it's like, yeah, but he's a blood spatter analysis. It's like Quinn is the anti-Dokes. Like, if this was Dokes, Dokes would have been like, creepy motherfucker. You watching my hit? You know, and then like, but like, the other guy's like, hey, buddy, thanks for playing detective. I'm going to go get drunk and fuck my girlfriend.
At your house with your kid there.
At your house. Yeah.
We're going to make Harrison film it.
Oh,
no.
God.
You liar. Zach wakes up on Dexter's table. Zach says he's just trying to save his mother from alcohol. He killed Norma, his dad's mistress, and then his father just moved on to Sophia. You want to kill? No. Or Dexter says, you want to kill? Zach says no. And then Dexter says, yes, to take a living person and make them dead.
Oh, that's what
That
it
has
is?
to be the stupidest line ever. I'm not even going to say for the show. I'm going to say ever. To define the word kill after using it. Like, we're watching Dexter, a show about a serial killer. He has to say to take a living person and make them dead.
I'm just really glad he took the time to define it because all these seasons I haven't been sure what he meant. So I feel like this cleared up a lot for me.
When's that guy going to wake up? What's
I've been
wrong?
waiting for him all to wake up.
They're so tired. Zach says the need to kill built up inside him, and Norma was his first kill. Dexter says, you never had a Harry. Zach says, a what?
Oh, boy.
God, there's so many bad lines. I can't take it.
You never had a Harry
buddy.
is a very scary thing to hear.
That could go
and then there's
so
like this-
wrong.
There's just like this little like balloon sounds like, what is that? That's a Harry.
Never had a Harry. Dexter decides to help Zach and sets him free.
Like giving him a Harry.
Deb tells Dexter that Elway likes her, but only because he doesn't know about her killing and stuff. Dexter says he's thinking about taking on an intern. Deb thinks he's talking about work. Deb gets woozy and passes out. Hannah McKay walks in and says, hello, Dexter. Remember me? End of episode.
Finally, now the GIF that I saw years ago makes sense. I was like, I saw that GIF forever ago where it's her, where she says, hello, Dexter, remember me? And then I waited for it all through season 7, and I was like, God damn it, that means she's going to come back in season 8.
Yep, you were right.
Yep.
Here she
It's
is.
like everything's coming to all the spoilers are finally coming out now, and they're not even spoilers because most of them are from 7 and 8, which just means that I had to wait this long to be angry about it.
Remember me. Yes. Yes, we all remember.
Yeah. Julia Stiles?
No.
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 We definitely couldn't get her back. This one was directed by John Dahl, who directed 16 episodes of Dexter between seasons 3 and 8. And it was written by Jace Richdale, who wrote 6 episodes across the last 3 seasons. This is one of the 3 episodes for which he has sole credit. What is the best line of the episode?
Anybody got anything?
I I do, and it's not the best line, but it's the best of the worst lines. It's I just take it out and turn around and come back.
The beach.
The beach was my line. The beach. That's because there's nothing else.
I moved one of my worst lines to the best line because I just found it so hilarious, and that was when the exchange of "I love spending time with my son," and she replies, "I know you were a great dad," and I just my brain couldn't process that. Oh my God!
I know you're a great dad. You hired a great lady to take care of him all the time.
Yep.
How about the worst line of the episode? Don't you steal my make a person dead?
No, I won't. I didn't put who this was by, but it was like a whole series of shit talk. So it says we all have the shit, but I think there was a lot more shit talk in there where it was like, I've got shit, you've got shit, we've all got shit, there's shit everywhere. I'm trying to remember if it was...
Sounds like a Deb and Dexter conversation.
It was Quinn.
Yeah.
It was in the line because he was talking about Detective Black Lady, and he said that, you know what happens when you look into her? I bet she has some shit too.
Oh.
You know what you find when you look into anybody? The shit. Everybody's got the shit.
Now I remember that.
We all have the shit. Yep. Yeah, so that whole conversation.
And then he leans back and starts to slur his words and talk about his failing relationship.
Is he gonna break up with me? I can feel it.
Puts on sunglasses and you hear this, yeah!
My worst was this speech. I didn't put specifics, but somewhere in Dexter's speech with Zach, he says he's going to become his spiritual father. And that just was enough for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Dexter
brutal.
Sings
That's brutal, and I'm sad.
Like, do I become a spiritual father? Oh,
just when
like fuck you.
Just when you said it, Brooke, it hurt.
Yeah, it hurt me to say it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had a few. The shit that whole conversation. Never had a Harry. And
That's actually a good line.
is it?
You never had Harry.
What the fuck?
It's Zach's reaction to it. He's like, "Oh, what?"
Another
Can
one
I
that
give
kills
you a
me
Harry?
is Dexter's steadfast claim that he doesn't kill innocent people. I'm just like, no, bro. We've seen the show.
How about the performance of the episode? Was Detective Black Lady in this one?
She talks to Batista.
I'm just kidding.
Miller. Miller. I'm learning her name now, Miller. I actually picked Masuka's shirt in the beach scene, but I feel bad that I keep picking these inanimate objects. Cassie seemed cool, I guess.
Yes, seemed cool.
I have Quinn question mark.
Oh, question mark.
I was just like, Quinn?
Yeah. I have Zach Hamilton for being the next Jeremy Downs. You guys remember Jeremy Downs?
Yeah, Jeremy Downs was like when the seed of what Zach is supposed to be was planted.
But
it would have been a better idea.
Man, here's what kills me. They had Jeremy Downs. That would have been a good idea. Maybe not that soon in the show, but it would have been a good seed to be planted down the road. Then they tried it with Miguel, and it failed miserably. And now they're like, hey, third time's a charm. Let's do this.
Every time they do it, they just keep finding new characters to give Jeremy Down syndrome.
Grown.
Well, it didn't work with Miguel because you don't fuck Miguel. Miguel fucks you.
He fucks you back.
I fuck back.
Fuck back.
That's what a Harry is.
I don't know.
I think a Harry. I think a Harry is when you twist a Freebo and a Chicky Hines together, and
I think
you sprinkle.
I think
go ahead.
I think I might be a Harry, or I might possess a Harry. So
I would love to see you give birth to a Harry.
That would have been,
I don't know that you'd want to see that.
yeah.
this has been Deeply Discussing Dexter. Thanks everybody for listening. Thanks all of you for taking part. We'll see you on the next episode.